In 2002, Vice City was the undisputed cultural peak of gaming. Its neon-soaked satire seemed to push the medium as far as it could go, leaving many to wonder how any studio could possibly follow it. Most sequels fall into a predictable pattern when facing this kind of success. They attempt to scale up by simply stretching the map boundaries, which usually results in a vast, hollow environment with nothing to do. Rockstar took the opposite approach. They doubled their studio size and expanded their budget to build an entire fictional state, betting that massive scale wouldn't matter unless it was matched by microscopic complexity. The difficulty lay in the hardware. This massive ambition had to be squeezed into the aging, highly restricted architecture of the PlayStation 2, a console that was already 4 years old. This created the central paradox of the project. How do you build the largest open world in history on 2004 hardware without losing the intimate, granular detail that makes a world feel alive? To understand the sheer geographical shock of this game, look at the landmass. San Andreas was 7 times larger than its predecessor. These expanded borders allowed for environments ranging from 3 distinct metropolitan hubs to the vast, rugged rural areas connecting them. The real technical miracle, however, was navigation. Players could travel across this entire continent without being stopped by a single loading screen. This was achieved through streaming. The PS2 hardware dynamically loaded small blocks of environmental data into its limited RAM just as they entered the player's view, while simultaneously discarding the world behind them. This technique pushed the console to its limits. The disk drive spun at maximum velocity, the laser snapping back and forth to pull data continuously. While these engineering feats were revolutionary, Rockstar knew that scale alone is just a tech demo. A map only matters if the player has a reason to exist within it. To solve this, the focus shifted sharply from the macro scale of the geography to the microscopic scale of the protagonist, CJ. This was a departure for the series. Instead of a standard criminal power fantasy, players were given a grounded son returning to a fractured family and a neighborhood in decline. This personal narrative was anchored by groundbreaking new mechanics that turned the character into a living RPG simulation. The game introduced hyper-granular stat tracking. A dynamic HUD monitored your fat and stamina in real time based on your actions. The consequences were immediate. Consuming excessive fast food maxed out the fat bar, while the connected stamina metric showed running speed plummeting. Players had to maintain CJ's physical state through consistent gym visits to build muscle, which altered how NPCs reacted to him and his level of respect on the streets. By forcing players to care for the character's minute-to-minute physical needs, Rockstar transformed the massive map from a disposable playground into a personal, lived-in reality. The brilliance of San Andreas lies in the synchronization of these two scales. It ran a hyper-detailed character simulation inside a continent-sized map simultaneously. Fitting both of these achievements onto a single 4.7 gigabyte disk and making it run on a console with only 32 megabytes of RAM was an engineering feat that seemed to defy the physics of the era. The result was a commercial outlier. With 27.5 million units sold, it became the most successful game in the history of the PlayStation 2. These sales figures signaled a shift in player expectations. A vast map is a starting point, but players demand a world built on cause, effect, and consequence. San Andreas proved that an unimaginable, continent-sized scale only succeeds when it is anchored by intimate, microscopic depth. It remains the blueprint for how we think about open worlds today.